What's the best way to grow your transplants for your bucket garden? Hi, I'm Ted Hallett, the Garden Master, and we're going to show you here today the best way. First of all, you need to purchase a 72 tray peat pellet system. This would be adequate size for a 4x16 or a 4x8. You could just use half of it. And it basically comes with a bottom tray, a greenhouse dome, and then inside you'll see a tray inside the tray which actually holds the peat pellet. These are 36 millimeter. They would be the ideal size, so when they're expanded they'd be 1 inch by 1 inch. We want to go into the bucket garden with as little of this medium as possible. So the 1 by 1 is the ideal size for that. When you start these, you'll put about a ½ inch of water, warm water is best, in the bottom, and then leave it for about an hour. Would be fine, and then they will swell up to the proper size, ready to plant with the seeds. Now here we have a 72 tray already expanded. Water's already been added, so you can see what they look like after they're fully expanded. 1 inch in diameter approximately, 1 inch tall. You don't want any standing water in this. About a ½ inch should do it. There's also instructions on those as to how much water to put in it, depending on where you purchase them. They are available on the Garden Master website, so you can go there and order what you need. Now the best way to do this is you want to go through each of these with a pencil, easily available, and kind of open up the hole about a ½ inch deep, no more than a ½ inch in each one of the peat pellets. After that, what you need is just a small dish, even a saucer is fine, with water in it and a toothpick. A flat type of toothpick would be best. And all you do is you dip the toothpick in the water, have a second tray with your seeds in it, touch the toothpick to the seed, and the seed will stick to the toothpick, and then you can put it in and apply it to the hole that you put in the pellet itself. Generally after that, there's enough moisture on the toothpick after touching the pellet that you can still pick up another seed, but have a little extra water ready and available just in case that isn't working for you. Once you have those planted, now the idea is not to plant 72 of one particular vegetable. You're going to use your schematic as you designed your garden and what you're going to consume, and you're going to split that up in this tray. You can do that one or two ways. You may have several things, for example, peppers, tomatoes, eggplant, various other things. You're going to know from your schematic how many of each of those you need. That's how many you would plant by row, giving yourself a couple extra just in case of damage by yourself or the children. Hopefully you have them involved. A couple extras, so you're looking at probably a row of each, maybe half a row of each, and then lay them out so that you have everything that you need for transplants in your garden. The other way to do that is if you have multiple gardens, bucket gardens, or you've expanded them, then you can do it by tray. It'd be a tray of everything, a tray of tomatoes, a tray of peppers, so on and so forth. Once you have those planted and marked, it's a good idea to have a schematic of your tray so that you can put in writing which row holds which particular type of plant until they grow and you can recognize them. And you can mark the inside or the outside of the tray with a piece of tape so that you know which one is row 1. And then there's no necessity for any other marking within the flat itself. Once you have that started, it's important that you put your little greenhouse cover on here. Now in the fall and winter months, when you purchase these, you can purchase them also with a heat pad that goes underneath. Both types, both kits and refills are available on the Garden Master website. So in the fall you have the heat. Ideally you would put this all the way on there depending on your temperature. You could put just a short thermometer in the bottom. With it being outside, you can purchase these clips. They're called binder clips. I'm sure you've seen these in the stores. Available at most any place that sells office supplies. And you basically will use 4 of them, and you just put it down on the side, 1 on each side, 1 on each end, and that way a wind or a breeze that comes up will not blow it off and leave them exposed. Now with your little thermometer in there, if you need to adjust the temperature, you can pull it up and slide it, you know, to an opening size that you need to vent it. And what happens is the fresh air comes in underneath this end and rises up out of this end, so you get a little bit of cross flow here. And if we set it the other way for demonstration purposes, and you happen to have a slight angle on it of even 1 inch, that would help that natural convection venting through to keep them at the right temperature. Then all's required once you slide that is again put your clips on. Now of course you're not going to be able to put 1 on the ends because you've slid them away from the ends, but you can use those other 2 that you had on the ends and put 4, 2 at each end of the flat, and that would hold it in place, prevent that from being blown away or small animals knocking them away. Now once this is completed, you're going to watch them. It's really important that whenever possible that you bring them out into the sun. It could be mid-morning sun for 10-15 minutes each day. And what that does is that's a natural sterilant and will prevent any dampening off, any type of viral bacterial infections with the seed. You're basically solarizing that surface area to kill any of those unwanted pathogens. So it is important to do that at least once a day. You can set them out 15 minutes and then take them back in and put them in slight shade or back in your home on the heating pad. You can also have the heating pad outside in a small greenhouse, and then they're always being solarized to help prevent that. But at any rate, this top should never stay on all the time. You do need to take it off at least once a day and let it ventilate, get some fresh air in there, and then you can reattach it. And then what we have here, these are growing in the peat pellets. Again, they're 36 millimeter, and we have some broccoli and some cabbage here. And we can see, pull out one of these cabbage. Now the one thing I neglected to mention, you can do 1 or 2 things. Plant 1 seed per block, or you can plant 2 seeds, and then you're going to want to prick one of these out and keep the best one. If you plant 1 seed and it doesn't germinate, then you can use that peat pellet in the next planting. You just rehydrate it. So there briefly gives you instruction, a good idea on the best way to raise your transplants for your Garden Master bucket garden. we'll see you in the next video. This is the Garden Master saying happy gardening. See you next time.